UFC 317 goes down this Saturday, boys. We're excited. Let's go. We got Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for the vacated lightweight title. This is going to be an absolute banger. Topuria, big favorite going into this, and Charles do Bronx, it seems like this might be his last final run for a title. I don't want to count the boy out. He's been in the UFC for a long time, but it seems like if he don't get the job done on Saturday, what's next for him besides like super fights? You know what I mean? So let's get into it. We're going to break it down starting from the bottom to the top. Let's go. All right, boys and girls, first off, I lied because the first two fights, I don't really know either one on either side. I don't know Jonathan Denise. I don't know Alvin Hines. I know Jackson McVeigh. I've seen them fight before, but I don't know Christopher Ewart. So we're just going to skip over those two. I don't got no expert opinions on those. But we're going to start with Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. This one is kind of a little bit of a no-brainer to me. I'm going to go Jacoby Smith on this one. Nico Price is, he's getting up there in age, man. He's been in the UFC for a long time. He's been in some wars. He's been, TKO'd a bunch. I think Jacoby Smith coming in with the youthfulness, the power of youth, as my guy would say. I think he's gonna come in, get the job done. He's got to beat Nico up everywhere, right? Nico's gonna be a dog everywhere the fight goes, on the feet, on the ground. Nico kind of breaks under pressure when guys are putting a lot of pressure on him, hitting him, taking him down, doing stuff like that. So I think Jacoby Smith just needs to come with a full, well-rounded set. Find, put the punch right on the button, right? Find a shot and make it count. And I think he'll get the job done. So first fight of the night, not necessarily the first fight, but first early prelim of the breakdown, we are giving this one to Jacoby Smith. Now moving on to the prelims, okay? We got Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev. All right, so listen, Terrence McKinney, firecracker. He's up, he's down. He's knocking fools out, he's getting knocked out. Who knows who wins this fight, right? Because Terrence McKinney has the ability to end the fight with one punch, right? He's got okay kicks. I don't think he's got the best kicks. He doesn't really got the best defense either. And let me tell you something about Vyacheslav Borshev, okay? This boy has really crisp boxing and really crisp defense. He has a high guard. He barely lets anything hit him. He hits, he moves like a really good boxer. Terrence is going to have to bring out, the full arsenal of weapons here because Borshev is a heavy boxer slash kind of wrestler kind of guy, right? Has decent kicks. He doesn't really throw a lot of kicks. He has really good timing with his boxing, though. And I do think he's a little bit cleaner on the feet. I do see Borshev winning this one. He's the underdog. The odds don't show here, but he is the underdog. I'm going Borshev by knockout. Because Terrence McKinney, if he doesn't go out there and knock this dude out, we'll see how it goes in a 3-round fight. I don't think he's gonna, out MMA him at all. To be honest, he's not. Terrence really isn't the greatest anywhere. He's just got really good speed and really good knockout power. So like, if he could connect early on in the fight, first round, I could see him putting Borshev in a lot of trouble very early. Okay, but I think Borshev is going to do the things necessary to not get hit, hide his chin, and get the fight where he wants it to be, which is in the middle, controlling the distance, and then landing punches early and throughout. So I'm going to go Borshev with this one. Next up, we got Viviana Araujo and Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez representing Arizona. So it's hard for me not to root for Tracy. She trains with a couple of my buddies that I know. I'm wanting to root for her. It's just we haven't really seen her striking come around yet, right? She has a lot of decision wins by like wrestling, grappling, which she's really phenomenal at, and I don't think that she needs to stray away from that. I would just like to see her improve on the striking side a little bit more. And Vivian Araujo has, pretty decent striking. She's pretty good everywhere. I do believe Tracy is better in the grappling department. She's going to have better wrestling. She's probably going to be stronger. She's going to have better control. I'd like to see her get her up against the fence, take her down with some high crotch or a single leg, maybe a nice double. Tracy's strong. She needs to get her down, beat the fuck out of her when she's on the ground, right? That's how you win this fight. Viviane, you need to fucking keep her off your legs, girl. Kick her a lot. Use your boxing. Use your distance to keep her away from you. Pretty much do kind of what Rose did. I think Rose is the one that Tracy fought last. Let's check that out. So Rose won in their last fight. It was a 5-round unanimous decision. She pretty just stuck and moved, right? So go back, watch that fight if you're Viviane, and copy and paste what Rose did, right? Go out there, do exactly what she did, punch, kick, maintain distance. Don't allow her to get close to you, and don't let her pressure you into the cage. I am going to be picking Viviane Araújo. That's it. That's all. That's my pick right there. I'm picking Viviane Araújo. I think she's going to be a smarter fighter. I think she's going to be able to keep her off her. But listen, don't be surprised. I'm not going to be surprised if Tracy Cortez makes me eat my words and wrestle fucks her and makes her look bad against the cage. I can't see that happening. But I got Viviane Araújo. I think she's going to have the better stand-up, and that's what's going to win her the fight. Next up, we got Haider Emil, undefeated, 11-0, and Jose Miguel Delgado. Let's look at these guys' records. Haider Emil coming in 11-0, undefeated. His last fight was against Gomez, who was a really good striker, and he beat Lee. Lee's very good too. He's beaten a lot of really good guys, and he's finishing them. He knocked out Garcia in his debut. Then he knocks out Lee in 1 minute. I remember that. And then he, beats Gomez by split decision. I can see that because Gomez is really good. Let's take a look at the other guy's fight record. Jose Delgado. He beat Matthews. I don't know what Matthews. Connor the Controller Matthews. He knocked him out in 2-3 minutes. Okay, so this is going to be a good fight. It looks like it might be a stand-up fight. I'm going to go Haider Emil for this one. I do believe he's fought better opponents. I think he has a little bit more of experience in there, and he's undefeated. He's going to want to keep that O. You know what I mean? These undefeated guys, they fight to want to keep that O. And Jose, he's gonna want to take that O, right? And we can't take that from him. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna want to fight. And I do believe it's gonna be a good fight. I just think that Haider Emil has fought better people. Gomez is really fucking good and Lee's really good, and he knocked him out. And so I'm gonna go Haider Emil. If it keeps, if it stays on the feet, who knows where it goes? Both dudes looks like to knock each other out. So I'm gonna go Emil on this one. We'll see how it goes. I think this could be, one of the better fights, a sleeper fight of the night. Next up, we got Jack Hermansson and Gregory Rodriguez. Listen. Jack Hermansson is a plus 164 underdog. Do not let that fool you. This man's ground game is fucking good, bro. He is really good. He went in there and he's beat some really good guys. He's lost to some really good guys. But his last win was against Joe Pyfer, who is a dangerous striker. And we know Gregory Rodriguez, that's how he wants to win. He wants to strike with you, right? And he's beaten, Chris Curtis, who's a really good striker as well. Beat him by, taking him down, putting him against the cage, wrestling him. And, I think Jack Hermansson is the sleeper pick in that fight. And Gregory Rodriguez can end the fight at any moment. Don't get me wrong. But I do think Jack Hermansson is going to go in there with a better game plan. He's not going to want to get in, a striking fest unless Gregory, lands, one of those shots that he always seems to find, right? But I think Gregory's coming in off of that knockout loss. I think he's going to want to try to get that win back. He might be a little overzealous. And Jack, he's a vet, dude. He's going to go in there. He's going to play his game, and I think he's going to get the job done with the grappling. I can see Jack winning by, maybe second, third round submission or by decision. Maybe ground and pound, because Gregory does seem to kind of fade later on in the fight. His stamina gets the better of him there. And I know Jack can go for 5 hard rounds, especially wrestling, grappling. So I'm going Jack Hermansson. That is my pick for that fight. Now we are moving on to the main card. Okay, we got Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. I don't know why this fight is on the main card. But honestly, if you look at the prelims, I wouldn't put any of these fights on the main card, so fuck it. Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima is going to be a banger. Peyton Talbot kind of got exposed in his last fight. I know everyone's saying it. He got fraud checked. Listen, if you're in the UFC, I don't think you're a fraud, right? There are some guys, right? Some guys do get fraud checked, but I don't think Peyton Talbot is one of those guys who's a fraud. I think the dude he fought is really good. The dude who just beat Cody, I forget his name off the top of my head, Rossiano, I don't know, I forget. He's really good, and he's really good everywhere, right? I also think the same thing about Felipe Lima, and he's younger. And if Peyton is not taking his training camp serious, and he's not doing jiu-jitsu every day, and he's not training every day, and, he's not pushing himself hard and focused, I do think Felipe Lima is going to go in there. He's going to take him down. He's going to work him on the ground. He's going to submit him. And yeah, dude, like Felipe Lima is a bad mofo. So, but listen, so is Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot's striking in that last fight did not impress me either. With Borianos or whatever the fuck his name is. He looked really stiff. He didn't look like he was setting any combos up. You know, he didn't look like he was, you know, moving really well. He has knocked out some really good guys though with good striking. I would like to see that come back. I don't know, maybe something was just off that day, right? Because he didn't look like the Peyton Talbot of what people seemed like he could be. Okay, and I'm just gonna say that he didn't look like his full potential in that fight. And I do believe he will show up if his head is on right this fight. If everything went good, he's going to show up. He's going to look good. He's going to fight good. And yeah, I think it'll be a good fight. But man, Felipe, he's hard to undeny. He's hard to deny. Okay, this dude, he's going to get in there. He could get you on your back. He could get onto your back, and he can choke you out anytime during the fight. This is going to be a really good one. I'm leaning towards Felipe because of their last performances, okay? You're only as good as your last fight. I didn't think Peyton performed to his full potential in his last fight, but also I think he kind of did get exposed in terms of like not fraud checked, but exposed of, hey, this dude's beatable. He's not the greatest striker. He's not the greatest grappler, especially on his back. And I think Felipe is a better grappler. He probably has a little bit better kickboxing. So we'll see. We will see. And he has, 6 more fights than Peyton going into this one, right? This will be his 16th fight. This will be Peyton's 11th, so 5 more fights. But yeah, it's going to be a good fight. I think Felipe gets the job done with grappling and mixing it up and using all of his MMA skills. If he gasses, I do see Peyton going in there and beating him later in the rounds. I think Peyton does have a good good cardio. So it's all about Felipe going in there and being able to last 3 hard rounds, putting it on Peyton. And yeah, don't let Peyton breathe. This is how you beat him. You put him on his back. You don't let him get up. You don't let him breathe when he's on the feet. Strike, take him down. He didn't show that great of takedown defense in his fight. And I do see Felipe Lima winning this one. Next up, Beneil Dariush, Renato Moicano. It's hard to bet against Dariush, but he's just kind of been on a skid lately. And, Renato Moicano took a short notice fight in his last fight against, I think that was his last fight, right, against Islam. It must be, yes, it was. And, he beat Benoit Saint Denis. He beat Jalen Turner. Benoit Saint Denis being, the star on his record right there in his last fight. I think that was, one of his biggest wins of his career. And I think it's only up for Renato Moicano right now. He's going to be a little bit younger. He's got more, more in the tank. And I do think Dariush said something along the lines like, hey, if I don't win this next fight, I might be done, So I'm thinking Renato Moicano goes out there, puts the pace on him. You got to be very careful fighting Beneil Dariush everywhere because he will find a punch and it will hurt. He throws bombs. So Renato Moicano, he's got to go out there, keep his hands up, keep his defense tight, use his kicks, use his range, mix it up. Don't let Beneil Dariush push the pace. You have to push the pace against Beneil. You have to dictate where the fight goes because if you don't, he will. And trust me, you don't want that guy on you because he is an animal at the end of the day. Let's not forget how good Beneil Dariush is, okay? But I do see Renato Moicano pulling this one off. I think he's going to be a little bit better everywhere. Like I said, he's a little bit younger. I think he's just got more in the gas tank. That's what this fight comes down to for me. He's got more in the gas tank in terms of longevity-wise, right? He's still young, but you never know, dude. These vets, they fucking find ways to win. But I think Renato is also a vet, so I don't think he'll put himself in a position to lose this fight. And so I got Renato Moicano. I could see by decision. Maybe a knockout. Next up, we got a very, very highly anticipated Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. On here, the odds say Royval is the favorite. Earlier in the week, Royval was an underdog on DraftKings, and you could bet your sweet ass, not my sweet ass. I don't got a sweet ass. You could bet your sweet ass. I put some money on Brandon Royval when I seen that he was the underdog. This fool has got far more experience than Joshua Van. I love Joshua Van. I think he is a clean boxer. I think he is nice. I really love everything about his style. He's slow. He's patient. He picks his shots. Works behind his jab. But I think Brandon Royval, he's not going in there against anything he's never seen before. This definitely isn't his toughest fight. And I think he's fought really good people and he's beaten really good people. But he also has lost 7 times. But at the end of the day, your record don't mean shit, right? Your record doesn't mean shit. And Brandon Royval is a fucking dog. And I do think, listen, the odds are saying he's the favorite. Earlier in the week, I was like, man, when I make this video, I'm going to talk some shit about people thinking that he's the fucking underdog. Because hell no, Brandon Royval is a bad mofo. And he is on a fucking tear lately. He's been doing really good. I think he's coming into his own. I would like to see Joshua Van fight people that are like a little bit closer to rank than him, although I don't mind this fight at all, right? MMA Guru was calling for Brandon Moreno. I didn't really like that fight for Joshua Van, but also it's like I also didn't not like the fight for Joshua Van because he's also really box heavy, Brandon Moreno. I just wouldn't like to see him fight someone as experienced just yet. But sooner or later, you got to. And I think Brandon Royval is honestly a really good pick because he's not the best anywhere, but he's really good everywhere. And I think that's going to give Joshua Van a lot of problems. We've seen Joshua Van, he's a lot shorter than these guys at 125. And when he was fighting Bruno Silva, he was getting clipped with some pretty good hands, right hands in the end of the second and third round. So maybe not the end of the second, but the third round for sure. He was getting clipped with some good right hands when Bruno Silva kind of was starting to put the gas tank on. So I think Brandon Royval uses his reach, stays nice and long, catches him over the shoulder with his crosses, splits the guard, splits the jab, right? Split the jab is really important against Joshua Van because you know he's going to work behind his jab, so work jab counters. You have to practice and train jab counters. Everything that Joshua Van throws is off of his jab, so you need to counter the jab. That is going to be the number one tool Joshua Van is going to throw. Overhands over the jab. Slip inside overhand. If you're southpaw, split the jab and throw your cross and then a hook over it. You need to throw hooks on it. You need to throw head kicks when he throws his jab. You need to throw low kicks when he throws his jab. Just be careful for the right hands and then the obvious combo boxing after you pause a jab out there. Just be ready for punches and bunches if you're Royval. And yeah, keep your defense tight because we have seen Royval get caught a couple times, get wobbled. But I do think Royval comes out on top. This is his title run, right? This is what he's doing to get that title shot. He is on the road to getting a title shot. So I don't think Joshua Van, I don't think he's going to let him get in his way from that because he wants to fight for the belt, right? I don't think he has before. Let me just check because I could be speaking out of line here. He has not, right? He has. Pantoja versus Royval. I totally forgot. He's trying to get his way back there, though, okay? Because he did fight. It took him a long time to get there because he fought Bontarin, he fought Schnell, he fought Nicolau, he fought Kai Kara France prior to that, right? He fought Pantoja way back in the day. I don't think that was for the belt, but he did get submitted by Pantoja, and then he lost by a decision to Pantoja. So, all right, he's trying to get back in the mix, right? So I was a little bit wrong there, but Joshua Van, this could be your perfect opportunity to go in there and make a strong case why you should fight for the title next. So if you're Joshua Van, you got to win by, sticking behind your jab, right? And you have to volume against Brandon Royval because Brandon Royval is also going to be volume. Find your shots, pick your shots, right hands to the body, and then come over the top with that right hand. You gotta hurt Royval, right? You gotta hurt him. You gotta beat him everywhere because he is a very good everywhere kind of fighter, right? He's really good on the feet, really good on the ground. He throws spinny shit. He throws crazy shit. You gotta keep him in front of you. Don't let him get that off. Calf kicks, hurt his leg. I would say work the body early. Hurt the calf kick early, and then start working behind your jab, level changing your jab up top, down low, not running into knees, not running into anything crazy, no spinning back shit, right? Don't allow that to happen. We've seen him get hurt against Kai Kara France with Kai's right hand. Kai has a really good right hand. He finds it really well. So if I'm Joshua Van, I'm working behind my jab, and I'm trying to find that right hand to put him out. And I'm working the body and the calf kick, so that mitigates Brandon Royval, his movement and his punch output. Next up, speaking of the devil, we got Kai Kara France versus Alexandre Pantoja. This is going to be a really good fight. It's a rematch. They fought each other like 9 years ago, Kai Kara France said, on The Ultimate Fighter. So this is going to be a good, rematch in the making. Listen, and this is just my opinion. Anytime Kai Kara France gets these big fights, you kind of see the lights kind of get a little too big for Kai Kara France, like when he fought Brandon Moreno. You could tell he was feeling really good. He was, looking pretty good, but he did look a little nervous, looked a little hesitant. Kai, you need to rise to the occasion, my brother. You need to feel that fire. Let that shit fuel you. Don't shy away from the lights. You're there for a fucking reason, bro. You need to believe yourself. If you believe yourself, you go in there and you look crispy. Don't let him take you down. Outboxing. Pantoja has crazy striking in terms of really, he's kind of like a Duplessis fighter where he just marches forward, throws really crazy looping shots. He might headbutt you on the way in, and he doesn't really throw really any crispy combos, any crispy head movement to counters. He just throws wild shit. It's not like he's a back in the day kind of wild guy, but it is a little bit unpredictable, the strikes he throws. Alexandre Pantoja is dangerous for that reason because you don't really know what's coming. And so if Kai can establish the distance with his boxing, establish the distance, beat up Alexandre's calf. I think that'd be really big because Alexandre likes to walk forward. So beat up his calf. Don't allow him to take you down. Don't allow him to press you up against the cage. Don't allow him to outpower you. That's what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to outpower you, get to your back, choke you out. So Kai, you need to go in there. You need to just stick it to his face, his body, his calf. Pretty much Joshua Van's same game plan. Go to the body early, go to the calf early, work behind your punches, and try to find that right hand, right? Kai is one of the hardest punchers in the 25-pound division, so he needs to find his power. He needs to find Alexandre's chin and then control the distance. Don't get overzealous, right? If you hurt him early, don't even sweat it. You'll find another shot, okay? So do your best to stick to the punches, stick to the game plan. Change your targets all the time. Make them think low, go high. Make them think high, go low with kicks. Set up your kicks after your punches. Throw punch kicks, right? So when I throw a cross, my kicks comes right after that. Make them run into kicks. So Alexandre, totally opposite game plan. Fucking march him down. Do what you do. Alexandre just has to do what he does. Get Kai against the cage. Kai has one of the best takedown defenses. He rarely gets taken down. Make that not a point. Make that, hey, you barely get taken down, but not by me, right? I'm going to take you down. And let's see how well you work off your back. Let's see when you try to get up, let's see if I take your back. Throw up submissions. I think Alexandre has a very good chance of winning this if he submits Kai Kara France. And also if he hurts Kai, right? He does have big, strong, powerful punches. If he walks forward, I could see Kai breaking after 5 rounds, but Kai, he does have a good gas tank now. This isn't the Ultimate Fighter. That's how he beat him in the Ultimate Fighter. He marched forward, he gained the octagon control, and he beat him in a 2-round fight, right? Because of just pure pressure. We'll see if he could do that over 5 rounds with Kai Kara France, with him throwing bombs back. There was moments back in the day in their fight where Kai had him against the cage and he was throwing some bombs and he was just kind of covering up. So we'll see if he can split that guard and hurt Alexandre Pantoja. It is going to be a good night for Kai. But if Alex can go in there and implement his forward pressure, his takedowns, and also calf kicks too, because Kai's really box heavy as well. He really likes that right hand. It seems like he only hurts people with his right hand. So make him not be able to use his right hand with, switch head kicks. Big body kicks. We've seen him fade when Brandon Moreno threw that right hand. He faded away, setting up body kicks. So you need to use your hands to set up your punches against Kai. Find that big body shot. He's susceptible to body shots. We've seen it before. And, not every fight plays out the same. Just because he got hit with a body shot in a previous fight with Moreno doesn't mean he's going to, crumble the same way. But it is something to pay attention to. It is something to note. It is worth noting that Kai could break to body shots. So I think I got Kai Kara France in this fight. I do want him to win, but that's what my heart says. My head says Alexandre Pantoja, so I'm going to go Alexandre. He's the champ for a reason. He's 29-5 for a reason, and he's been fighting the cream of the crop. He's been defending his belt. He's been calling everybody out. I think he's going to be ready. I don't think Kai is going to surprise him with anything, but the power can surprise anybody, so don't hold me accountable for that. But yeah, I got Alexandre Pantoja. Now for the main event, I don't think this one is really hard to break down at all. Charles Oliveira with a huge experience advantage over Ilia Topuria. This is Ilia's 17th fight. He's 16-0. This will be Charles' 47th fight. That is insane. 47 fights. He's on his way to 50 MMA fights. That is crazy. He's fought a majority of those in the UFC. We know Charles' story. He used to crumble. He used to crumble to boxers. He used to crumble to strikers. He gets hurt. He kind of crumbles. Now, a lot of the times, too, we've seen prior, like when Gaethje and him fought. When he dropped Charles, he didn't drop down on him. He didn't go down on him and try to finish the fight. He was a little too scared. And I think that is what caused Justin Gaethje the fight. I don't think if Ilia Topuria hurts Charles, I don't think he's going to be scared to go down there and knock him out. But at the same time, he might stand him up because he knows there's no way in hell you're going to do to Gaethje what you did to me. I'm too clean of a boxer. You're not going to find my chin. I'm going to stand you up, and I'm going to put you right back down on your ass. And I do believe, oh, man, Charles, you're one of my favorite fighters. But I do, and so is Ilia, to be honest. Ilia's like top 3 favorite right now. Ilia has all the tools to beat Charles Oliveira. And I think he's going to get it done with the boxing. I think he's going to get a KO, TKO somewhere in the fight, early, anywhere in the fight. It can happen, right? Really early on or later. It doesn't matter. He's going to find Charles's chin. And the best way to do that is to get Charles to the cage with strikes, right? So back him up. Back him up with strikes. Once you get him to the cage, then we let loose, right? We don't just, start bombing on him. We still set shit up. But we throw 3-punch combos to get him to the cage. Now, when he gets to the cage, when he's circling, if Oliveira is circling to the right, watch a 2-3-2 because he likes to set up the right hand, makes you run into it, and then an overhand. And then if Oliveira is on the cage and he starts circling to Topuria's left, look for that big liver shot. That's what he's going to put Oliveira down with. I do believe he's going to hurt Oliveira to the body. I think it's going to be very, very important for him to go to the body. He's a lot shorter. It's easier to hit, and we've seen Charles crumble to body shots before. And I do think that liver is going to set up the right hand. And I don't think it's going to be a big looping overhand. It's going to be a nice tight right hook, kind of like when he knocked out Volkanovski. A lot of people think, Ilia just throws overhands. He doesn't throw overhands. He throws nice, tight right hands. They're kind of like a hook / a straight cross. He does, not that he doesn't throw overhands. He does, but he's a lot tighter than what people think. And if he shoots a takedown, it's usually off of a hook or a liver shot or a hook liver shot or a liver hook shot. He always shoots off of his left hand. So what he needs to look out for, what Charles needs to do is find the knees. So if you ever watch Ilia Topuria, he blocks head kicks, especially that left head kick. He blocks with just one hand a lot. He's in a boxing stance, that head kick comes up, he just throws one hand up. That is dangerous because the foot can wrap around the glove and hit the back of the head. That's how he got hurt in his fight with Herbert. And when I've seen him spar and I've watched other fights, when people throw that head kick, a majority of the time, he really only blocks with one hand, which is kind of scary. So if I'm Oliveira, I'm going in there southpaw a lot of the times. I'm throwing that big left head kick so he doesn't have, that right hand. I'm kicking his arms. He's going to want to box a lot, right? So kick the arms, use your teep. I'm kind of iffy on the clinch with Oliveira because if you're clinching, that means your hands are here and not here. And I think with Ilia Topuria, your hands always need to be here. Right? I think they always need to be up right to your face. Charles Oliveira, if he clinches, he could find himself in trouble. But if you clinch, do not wait. If you clinch, go. Move him. Throw the knees. Be first in the clinch, right? Move him, attack him. Do not allow him to box while you're in the clinch. He's going to break and he's going to punch on the break as well. So be ready for that. Be ready for low calf kicks. He's going to throw a lot of low calf kicks. He's going to throw a lot of jabs, a lot of right hands, a lot of 1-2s, a lot of 2-3s. You need to look out for that. Couple of Ilia Topuria's best combos are 2-3s, timing the jab, hitting him with the overhand, right hand to the body, left hand upstairs, right hand upstairs. He really likes that. You got to just be ready for left hooks to the body when Oliveira is moving off the cage. But yeah, it's going to be a really good fight. I think Ilia Topuria is going to get the job done by knockout. My head is saying that. My heart says Oliveira somehow, some way, by some miracle. I don't think it's going to be with a punch if he hurts Ilia Topuria. He's either going to submit him or he's going to hurt him with a knee or a kick. That is how I see Ilia getting hurt. And yeah, so I got Ilia Topuria by knockout. And this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait. This is going to be one of the best fights of the year. It's one of my most anticipated fights of the year. I can't wait for it. Hope you guys can't wait for it. I will see you guys on Saturday for the live stream. Do not forget, I will be doing a live stream companion of the fight. So while you guys are watching the fight, you can tune into my live stream. I'll be watching the fight so we can watch it together. Talk some shit. Have some fun. I'll be commentating what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing. Don't forget, I am an MMA fighter, motherfuckers. I do this for a living. I got 14 years under my belt. I've trained with the best. I've sparred with the best. I've fought some okay guys, and I've beat them all. So, I am a fanatic when it comes to technique, striking, commentary. I love it. I might not know everybody, but I know fights, and I know how to break them down. So, make sure you guys are tuned in. Appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. I will see you on Saturday and Sunday for the UFC 317 Aftermath. Ain't that right, Bear? Yeah, we're going to have a busy weekend. Alrighty, everybody. Appreciate you guys. I will be seeing you soon. Peace.